Hello and welcome to the Mindful Zone. I'm so glad you've chosen to spend this time with me today. If you're here, chances are you're looking for ways to navigate the holiday season with more calm, clarity and joy, and that's exactly what we're going to explore together. My name is your name, and I'll be your guide on this journey into mindfulness, meditation, and wisdom inspired by Buddhism. Whether you're new to these practices or already familiar with them, there's something here for everyone. The holidays are often painted as a magical time, a chance to connect with loved ones, celebrate traditions, and reflect on the year gone by. And while there's much to cherish about this season, let's be honest, it can also feel overwhelming. Between crowded stores, endless to-do lists, family dynamics, and financial pressures, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Have you ever found yourself rushing from one task to another, only to realize you haven't stopped to enjoy the moment? Or maybe you felt stressed trying to meet expectations, whether they come from society, your family, or even yourself. But here's the good news. There's a way to stay grounded amidst the chaos. By cultivating mindfulness, we can learn to slow down, savor the present moment, and respond to challenges with greater ease. Mindfulness isn't about escaping reality. It's about engaging with it fully, but with intention and compassion. It's about finding peace, not despite the busyness, but within it. In this video, we'll explore how mindfulness can transform your experience of the holidays and beyond. We'll draw inspiration from Buddhist teachings, which emphasize awareness, acceptance, and interconnectedness. But don't worry, you don't need to adopt any specific beliefs or rituals. These principles are universal and accessible to anyone willing to give them a try. Along the way, I'll share practical tools and exercises you can use immediately to reduce stress, enhance well-being, and deepen your connection to the world around you. We'll cover 10 key topics, each designed to help you thrive during the holidays and carry these lessons into your daily life. From mastering the art of deep breathing to setting healthy boundaries, practicing gratitude, and embracing imperfection will leave no stone unturned. Think of this as your personal roadmap to staying calm and centered, even when things get hectic. Before we dive in, take a moment to settle in. Find a comfortable seat, perhaps with a warm drink nearby. Take a deep breath in and out. Let go of whatever you were doing before you pressed play, and allow yourself to be fully present right now. This space is yours, a sanctuary where you can pause, reflect, and recharge. As we move forward, remember that mindfulness is a practice, not a destination. There's no such thing as perfecting it. What matters most is showing up, being kind to yourself, and taking small steps toward greater awareness. And who knows, you might just discover that the greatest gift you can give yourself this holiday season is the gift of presence. So, are you ready? Let's embark on this journey together. Over the next 2 hours, we'll explore how mindfulness can help you stay calm, connected, and joyful, not just during the holidays, but all year round. Let's begin. Chapter 1. What is mindfulness? To truly understand mindfulness, we need to delve deeply into its essence, origins, and practical applications in our lives. At its core, mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about noticing what's happening inside and outside of you, your thoughts, feelings, sensations, and surroundings, without getting caught up in distractions or reacting impulsively. This concept might sound simple, but it holds profound implications for how we live our lives, especially during chaotic times like the holidays. Mindfulness invites us to slow down and engage fully with whatever we're doing. Imagine this scenario. You're drinking a cup of tea. Are you truly tasting it? The warmth, the aroma, the subtle flavors? Or are you scrolling through your phone thinking about everything else you need to do? When you practice mindfulness, you bring your full attention to the act of drinking tea. You notice the sensation of the warm mug in your hands, the steam rising, the way the liquid feels as it moves across your tongue. By focusing on these details, you create a richer, more meaningful experience. This is the heart of mindfulness, learning to savor life's moments, no matter how small they may seem. The roots of mindfulness stretch back thousands of years, originating in ancient Buddhist teachings. In Buddhism, mindfulness is seen as a path to awakening, a way to cultivate insight, compassion, and freedom from suffering. The term mindfulness itself comes from the Pali word sati, which means awareness or attention. While mindfulness has deep spiritual roots, you don't need to adopt any specific beliefs or rituals to benefit from it. It's a universal tool that anyone can use to improve their mental and emotional well-being. Whether you're religious, spiritual, agnostic, or atheist, mindfulness offers something valuable for everyone. When we practice mindfulness, we train our minds to focus on the here and now. Instead of ruminating about the past or worrying about the future, we anchor ourselves in the present moment. Why does this matter? Because so much of our stress and anxiety stems from dwelling on things that aren't actually happening right now. For example, if you're hosting a holiday dinner, you might find yourself fretting over whether the food will turn out perfectly or whether your guests will get along. These concerns pull you away from the joy of preparing the meal and connecting with loved ones. By bringing your attention back to the present, you create space to respond thoughtfully rather than react automatically. One of the beautiful things about mindfulness is that it's always available to us. You don't need special equipment or hours of free time to practice it. All you need is a willingness to pay attention. Let's consider another example. Picture yourself standing in line at a crowded store during the holiday rush. Instead of feeling frustrated by the wait, you could use this opportunity to practice mindfulness. Notice the colors and textures around you, the shiny wrapping paper, the glittering ornaments, the faces of other shoppers. Pay attention to the sounds, the rustle of bags, the hum of conversation, the seasonal music playing overhead. Feel the ground beneath your feet and the rhythm of your breath. Suddenly, what felt like an annoyance becomes an opportunity to connect with the world around you. Another important aspect of mindfulness is non-judgment. Often we criticize ourselves harshly for having certain thoughts or emotions. We tell ourselves, I shouldn't feel anxious, or I should be happier. But mindfulness teaches us to approach our inner experiences with curiosity and kindness rather than judgment. Thoughts and feelings are like clouds passing across the sky. They come and go, and they don't define who we are. For instance, imagine you're at a holiday party and you start feeling self-conscious because you don't know many people there. Instead of berating yourself for feeling awkward, you could acknowledge the feeling without attaching to it. You might say to yourself, I notice I'm feeling shy. That's okay. Everyone feels this way sometimes. By observing your emotions without judgment, you create distance from them, which reduces their power over you. Mindfulness also helps us develop greater empathy and compassion for ourselves and others. When we become more aware of our own struggles, we naturally become more understanding of the struggles of those around us. This is especially important during the holidays, where tensions can run high. Family gatherings, for example, can sometimes bring up old wounds or unresolved conflicts. Mindfulness allows us to approach these situations with patience and openness, rather than defensiveness or frustration. If a relative makes a comment that irritates you, instead of snapping back, you can pause and take a deep breath. This brief moment of mindfulness gives you the clarity to respond in a way that aligns with your values rather than reacting out of habit. Finally, mindfulness isn't just about managing stress. It's about enhancing our overall quality of life. Studies have shown that regular mindfulness practice can improve sleep, boost immune function, increase focus, and even rewire the brain for greater resilience. Over time, it becomes less of a formal practice and more of a way of being. You'll find yourself naturally pausing to appreciate small joys, a child's laughter, the scent of pine needles, the taste of freshly swande chicken cookies. These moments add up, creating a sense of fulfillment that no material gift can match. As we continue our journey, keep this idea in mind. Mindfulness is a skill that grows stronger with practice. Like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So whether you're navigating the chaos of the holidays or simply seeking more peace in your everyday life, mindfulness offers a pathway to greater clarity and contentment. It's not about achieving some lofty state of enlightenment. It's about showing up fully for each moment exactly as it is. Now that we've explored what mindfulness is and why it matters, let's move on to the next chapter, where we'll examine why the holidays can be particularly stressful and how mindfulness can help us navigate those challenges with grace. Chapter 2. Why holidays can be stressful. The holiday season is often marketed as a time of joy, magic, and togetherness, a period when everything aligns perfectly, and we're surrounded by warmth and cheer. But the reality is far more complex. For many people, the holidays bring not only moments of connection and celebration, but also significant stress, anxiety, and even feelings of loneliness or overwhelm. Understanding why this happens and how mindfulness can help us navigate it is essential if we want to make the most of this time of year. One of the biggest reasons the holidays are stressful is the sheer volume of expectations placed upon us. From societal pressures to personal ideals, there's an unspoken script that tells us how the holidays should look. Beautifully decorated homes, elaborate meals, picture-perfect gatherings with loved ones who all get along seamlessly. Social media amplifies these expectations, bombarding us with curated images of flawless celebrations. The problem is that real life rarely matches these idealized versions. When our own experiences fall short, we may feel inadequate, guilty, or disappointed in ourselves. This gap between expectation and reality can be incredibly draining, especially during a season meant to bring happiness. Financial strain is another major source of holiday stress. The pressure to buy gifts, host parties, travel to see family, and participate in expensive traditions can leave people feeling stretched thin. Even those who plan carefully often find themselves overspending, only to face the consequences later when bills pile up. For some, the financial burden creates a sense of shame or inadequacy, making it hard to enjoy the season. And for others, the act of shopping itself, navigating crowded stores, dealing with long lines, and managing last-minute scrambles can be exhausting and frustrating. Then there's the issue of time management. The holidays seem to demand an impossible juggling act. Between work commitments, family obligations, social events, and preparations like cooking, cleaning, and decorating, it's easy to feel like you're running on a treadmill that never stops. Many people report feeling busier during the holidays than at any other time of the year, which defeats the purpose of taking a break to celebrate and recharge. The constant rush leaves little room for rest, reflection, or simply enjoying the moment. Instead of savoring the season, we end up feeling frazzled and depleted. Family dynamics add yet another layer of complexity. While spending time with loved ones can be deeply rewarding, it can also stir up unresolved tensions, old grievances, or uncomfortable power dynamics. Perhaps you dread seeing certain relatives because past interactions have been fraught with conflict. Or maybe you feel obligated to attend gatherings even though they drain your energy. For others, the absence of loved ones, whether due to distance, estrangement, or loss, can cast a shadow over what's supposed to be a joyful time. Navigating these relationships requires emotional labor, and without tools to manage it effectively, the holidays can become emotionally taxing. Loneliness is another hidden challenge of the holiday season. While ads and movies portray the holidays as a time when everyone comes together, the truth is that many people feel isolated during this time. Those who live far from family, are going through a breakup, or have lost someone close to them may struggle with feelings of emptiness or sadness. Even introverts who might thrive on solitude can feel left out when bombarded with messages about the importance of togetherness. This sense of disconnection can exacerbate existing mental health challenges, such as depression or anxiety, making the holidays particularly difficult to endure. health concerns also play a role in holiday stress. During this time of year, routines often go out the window. Late night parties, indulgent meals, and disrupted sleep schedules can take a toll on both physical and mental well-being. Alcohol consumption tends to increase, adding to the potential for emotional volatility. Meanwhile, the colder weather and shorter days can contribute to seasonal affective disorder, SAD, a type of depression linked to reduced sunlight exposure. All of these factors combine to create a perfect storm of physiological and psychological challenges. Despite these difficulties, it's important to acknowledge that stress during the holidays is normal. You're not alone in feeling overwhelmed, and recognizing this fact can be a powerful first step toward managing it. Mindfulness offers a way to approach these challenges with greater awareness and compassion. By tuning into your thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations, you can begin to identify the triggers that cause stress and respond to them in healthier ways. For example, instead of reacting impulsively to a snarky comment from a relative, mindfulness allows you to pause, breathe, and choose a thoughtful response. Similarly, if you notice yourself spiraling into negative self-talk about your holiday preparations, mindfulness helps you interrupt that pattern and replace it with kindness toward yourself. Another key aspect of mindfulness is learning to let go of perfectionism. So much of the stress we experience during the holidays stems from trying to meet unrealistic standards, whether they're imposed by society, our families, or ourselves. Mindfulness teaches us to embrace imperfection and focus on what truly matters. A slightly burnt pie doesn't ruin the meal, it adds character. A skipped tradition isn't a failure, it's an opportunity to create something new. By shifting your perspective, you free yourself from unnecessary burdens and open up space for genuine connection and joy. Mindfulness also encourages us to set boundaries. Saying yes to every invitation or obligation can leave us feeling resentful and exhausted. Learning to say no graciously, or setting limits on how much time and energy we invest in certain activities, allows us to protect our well-being while still participating in meaningful ways. It's not selfish to prioritize your needs. In fact, doing so enables you to show up more fully for the people and experiences that matter most. Finally, mindfulness reminds us to slow down and appreciate the small moments. Amidst the chaos, there are countless opportunities to find beauty and meaning. The sparkle of lights on a tree, the sound of laughter around the table, the warmth of a hug from a loved one. These fleeting experiences are what make the holidays special, and mindfulness helps us notice and savor them. By focusing on presence rather than perfection, we can transform the holiday season into a time of true fulfillment and gratitude. In summary, the holidays are stressful because they amplify many of the challenges we face throughout the year. High expectations, financial pressures, busy schedules, complicated relationships, and feelings of isolation. But mindfulness provides a toolkit for navigating these difficulties with grace and resilience. By cultivating awareness, compassion, and intentionality, we can reclaim the spirit of the season and create memories that nourish our hearts and souls. As we move forward, let's continue exploring specific mindfulness practices that will empower you to stay calm and centered, not just during the holidays, but all year round. Chapter 3: The Art of Deep Breathing. Deep breathing is one of the simplest yet most transformative mindfulness practices you can incorporate into your life. It's a tool that requires no special equipment, no prior experience, and no significant time commitment, yet its benefits are profound. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed by holiday stress or simply seeking a way to reconnect with yourself, deep breathing offers an immediate path to calm and clarity. In this chapter, we'll explore why deep breathing works, how to practice it effectively, and how it can become a cornerstone of your mindfulness journey. To understand the power of deep breathing, we first need to look at how our bodies respond to stress. When we encounter a challenging situation, whether it's a looming deadline, a tense conversation, or the chaos of holiday preparations, our brain activates the sympathetic nervous system. This triggers the fight or flight response, flooding our body with hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Our heart rate increases, our muscles tense up, and our breathing becomes shallow and rapid. While this reaction was designed to help us survive physical threats in ancient times, it's less helpful when dealing with modern-day stressors like traffic jams or crowded stores. Over time, chronic activation of the fight-or-flight response can lead to anxiety, fatigue, and even physical health problems. This is where deep breathing comes in. When we consciously slow down and deepen our breath, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of our autonomic nervous system responsible for rest and relaxation. Sometimes referred to as the rest and digest mode, this system counteracts the effects of stress by slowing the heart rate, lowering blood pressure, and promoting a sense of calm. By focusing on our breath, we send a signal to our brain that we are safe, allowing our body to shift out of survival mode and into a state of balance. The beauty of deep breathing lies in its accessibility. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or carve out hours of your day to practice it. Anytime you feel stressed, anxious, or scattered, you can use your breath as an anchor to bring yourself back to the present moment. For example, imagine you're standing in line at a packed store during the holiday rush. Instead of letting frustration build, you could take a few slow, deliberate breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Hold the breath for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth. As you do this, notice how your body begins to relax. Your shoulders drop, your jaw unclenches, and your mind clears just enough to regain perspective. Let's delve deeper into the mechanics of deep breathing. There are several techniques you can try, but one of the most effective is called diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. To practice this technique, start by finding a comfortable position. You can sit upright in a chair, lie down on your back, or even stand if that feels more natural. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your abdomen. As you inhale through your nose, focus on expanding your belly rather than lifting your chest. Feel your lower hand rise as your diaphragm pushes downward, creating space for air to fill your lungs. Then, as you exhale through your mouth, allow your belly to fall naturally. Repeat this process several times, aiming for slow, steady breaths. Why does belly breathing work so well? Because it maximizes oxygen intake and ensures that your entire respiratory system is engaged. Shallow chest breathing, which many of us default to under stress, limits airflow and keeps the body in a heightened state of alertness. Belly breathing, on the other hand, encourages full oxygen exchange and stimulates the vagus nerve, a key player in regulating the parasympathetic nervous system. Over time, practicing this technique regularly can improve lung function, reduce tension, and enhance overall well-being. Another powerful variation of deep breathing is the 4-7-8 technique, developed by Dr. Andrew Weil. Here's how it works. Inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Then exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8, making a whooshing sound as you release the air. This pattern slows down your breathing cycle and promotes deep relaxation. Some people find it helpful to repeat the sequence 4 times, especially before bed or during moments of acute stress. Like all mindfulness practices, consistency is key. The more you practice, the more effective it becomes. Deep breathing isn't just a tool for managing stress. It also enhances emotional regulation. When we breathe deeply, we create space between stimulus and response. Imagine you're at a family gathering and someone makes a comment that irritates you. Without mindfulness, you might react impulsively, saying something you later regret. But if you pause and take a few deep breaths, you give yourself time to process the situation and choose a thoughtful reply instead. This ability to pause and reflect is invaluable, not only during the holidays, but in every area of life. Beyond its physiological and emotional benefits, deep breathing fosters a deeper connection to the present moment. Each inhalation and exhalation serves as a reminder that you are alive, grounded, and capable of navigating whatever challenges come your way. It's a form of self-care that requires nothing but your attention and intention. And because it's portable, you can use it anytime, anywhere, whether you're stuck in traffic, waiting in line, or lying awake at night unable to sleep. For those new to mindfulness, deep breathing is an excellent entry point. Unlike meditation, which often involves sustained focus and mental discipline, deep breathing is straightforward and forgiving. If your mind wanders while you're practicing, simply bring your attention back to your breath without judgment. Remember, mindfulness is about progress, not perfection. Every time you return to your breath, you strengthen your ability to stay present. As you continue exploring mindfulness throughout this video, I encourage you to make deep breathing a daily habit. Start small, perhaps 3 minutes each morning or evening, and gradually increase the duration as you grow more comfortable. Experiment with different techniques to see what resonates with you. You might find that certain methods work better in specific situations. For instance, the 4-7-8 technique could be ideal for calming pre-sleep jitters, while simple belly breathing might be more practical during a hectic workday. Finally, consider pairing deep breathing with visualization exercises to amplify its effects. As you inhale, imagine drawing in peace, clarity, or any quality you wish to cultivate. As you exhale, picture releasing tension, frustration, or anything weighing you down. Visualization adds another layer of intentionality to your practice, helping you align your mind and body in pursuit of greater harmony. In conclusion, deep breathing is far more than just a relaxation technique. It's a gateway to mindfulness, self-awareness, and resilience. By learning to harness the power of your breath, you equip yourself with a tool that can transform not only your experience of the holidays, but your entire approach to life. It's a practice that invites you to slow down, tune in, and embrace the richness of each moment. As we move forward, let's carry this foundation of mindful breathing into the next chapters, where we'll explore additional strategies for staying calm and centered during the holiday season and beyond. Chapter 4: Gratitude Practices for the Holidays. Gratitude is often described as the cornerstone of mindfulness, and for good reason. It's a practice that shifts our focus from what's lacking in our lives to what's abundant. During the holidays, when stress and expectations can overshadow joy, gratitude becomes an especially powerful tool. By intentionally cultivating a sense of thankfulness, we not only enhance our own well-being, but also strengthen our relationships and foster a deeper connection to the world around us. In this chapter, we'll explore why gratitude matters, how it impacts our mental and emotional health, and practical ways to incorporate gratitude practices into your holiday season and beyond. At its core, gratitude is about recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of life, no matter how small they may seem. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of daily responsibilities, societal pressures, and personal challenges, especially during the holidays. We might find ourselves fixating on what didn't go perfectly, the pie that burned, the gift we forgot to buy, or the relative who couldn't make it to dinner. While these moments are valid, they don't define the entirety of our experience. Gratitude invites us to zoom out, to notice the bigger picture, and to acknowledge the countless blessings that exist alongside our struggles. Research has shown that practicing gratitude has profound effects on both mental and physical health. Studies indicate that individuals who regularly express gratitude tend to experience lower levels of stress, improved sleep quality, increased resilience, and even stronger immune systems. On an emotional level, gratitude fosters feelings of contentment, optimism, and connection. When we take time to appreciate what we have, we train our brains to seek out positivity rather than dwell on negativity. Over time, this rewiring creates a lasting shift in perspective, helping us approach life with greater balance and joy. One of the most accessible ways to cultivate gratitude is through journaling. Keeping a gratitude journal involves writing down 3 to 5 things you're thankful for each day. These entries don't need to be monumental. They could be as simple as the smell of fresh coffee this morning, a kind text from a friend, or watching my dog wag his tail. The act of putting pen to paper forces you to slow down and reflect, transforming fleeting thoughts of appreciation into something tangible and meaningful. For those celebrating the holidays, consider starting a shared gratitude journal with family members or friends. Place it on the dining table or near the Christmas tree, inviting everyone to contribute throughout the season. This collective effort creates a sense of unity and reminds everyone of the goodness surrounding them. Another way to practice gratitude is through verbal expressions of thanks. During holiday gatherings, carve out a moment to share what you're grateful for with your loved ones. This tradition doesn't have to be formal. A casual conversation over dessert or a quick round robin at the dinner table works just as well. Encourage others to participate by sharing their own reflections. Hearing someone else articulate their gratitude can inspire you to see your own life through a different lens, reinforcing the interconnectedness of human experiences. Mindful observation is another powerful form of gratitude practice. Instead of rushing through tasks or interactions, pause to notice the details that often go overlooked. For instance, if you're baking cookies with your children, take a moment to appreciate the sound of their laughter, the warmth of the oven, and the sweet aroma filling the kitchen. If you're wrapping gifts, marvel at the vibrant colors of the wrapping paper and the anticipation of seeing someone's face light up when they open their present. By immersing yourself fully in these moments, you infuse them with meaning and create memories that will linger long after the season ends. Gratitude isn't limited to material possessions or external circumstances. It can also extend inward. Many people struggle with self-criticism, particularly during the holidays when comparisons to others are rampant. Practicing self-gratitude means acknowledging your strengths, accomplishments, and efforts, however imperfect they may feel. For example, instead of berating yourself for forgetting to send holiday cards, you could say, "I'm grateful that I managed to connect with loved ones in other ways this year." Or, if you've been juggling multiple responsibilities, remind yourself, "I'm thankful for my ability to adapt and keep moving forward." Self-gratitude builds self-compassion, which is essential for maintaining emotional equilibrium during stressful times. The holidays also provide unique opportunities to express gratitude outwardly, whether through acts of kindness, thoughtful gestures, or heartfelt communication. Consider writing personalized thank you notes to people who've made a difference in your life. Unlike digital messages, handwritten notes carry a special weight. They show that you took the time to craft something meaningful. Alternatively, surprise someone with a random act of kindness, such as leaving a generous tip for a server, donating to a charity, or volunteering at a local shelter. These actions not only benefit others but also reinforce your own sense of gratitude by reminding you of your capacity to give back. For those navigating loss or loneliness during the holidays, gratitude can serve as a lifeline. While it may feel counterintuitive to focus on thankfulness amidst grief, doing so can help reframe difficult emotions and uncover hidden blessings. Perhaps you're grateful for cherished memories of a loved one who has passed away, or for the support of friends who've stood by you. Maybe you're thankful for the quiet solitude that allows you to reflect deeply. Even in moments of sadness, gratitude opens a doorway to healing, offering a reminder that beauty and pain often coexist. Technology can also play a role in fostering gratitude. Social media platforms, for example, can be used to highlight positivity rather than comparison. Instead of scrolling aimlessly, use these spaces to share what you're grateful for, whether it's posting a photo of a cozy winter evening, tagging a friend who brightened your day, or simply typing #grateful in a status update. Doing so spreads goodwill and encourages others to adopt a similar mindset. Apps designed specifically for gratitude journaling, like Day One or Gratitude Journal, offer prompts and reminders to help you stay consistent in your practice. It's worth noting that gratitude doesn't erase hardship, it transforms how we relate to it. Life is inherently messy, and the holidays are no exception. There will always be challenges, disappointments, and unmet expectations. But gratitude teaches us to hold space for both the light and the dark, recognizing that neither diminishes the other. By embracing this duality, we develop a more nuanced understanding of happiness, one that's rooted not in perfection, but in presence. As we move forward, let's carry the lessons of gratitude into every aspect of our lives. Make it a habit to pause and notice the abundance around you, not just during the holidays, but throughout the year. Whether you're savoring a warm cup of cocoa, exchanging stories with a neighbor, or simply watching the sun rise, there's always something to be grateful for. And remember, gratitude is contagious. When you express thanks openly and sincerely, you inspire others to do the same, creating ripples of positivity that extend far beyond yourself. In summary, gratitude is a practice that enriches our lives in countless ways. It helps us navigate stress, deepen connections, and cultivate a mindset of abundance. By incorporating gratitude into your holiday celebrations and making it a regular part of your routine, you lay the groundwork for sustained well-being and joy. As we transition to the next chapter, let's continue exploring how mindfulness can empower us to thrive during the holidays and beyond. Chapter 5: Setting Boundaries Without Guilt. One of the most challenging yet transformative aspects of mindfulness is learning to set boundaries without guilt. During the holidays, when expectations run high and demands on our time seem endless, setting boundaries becomes not just a skill, but a necessity. It's about honoring your limits, protecting your energy, and creating space for what truly matters. In this chapter, we'll explore why boundaries are so important, how to establish them effectively, and how to release the guilt that often accompanies saying no. Boundaries are the invisible lines we draw to define what is acceptable and unacceptable in our lives. They help us communicate our needs, protect our well-being, and maintain healthy relationships. Yet many people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear disappointing others, being perceived as selfish, or causing conflict. This hesitation is especially pronounced during the holidays, when cultural norms emphasize generosity, togetherness, and self-sacrifice. But here's the truth: failing to set boundaries doesn't make you more generous, it makes you more depleted. By neglecting your own needs, you risk burning out, which ultimately leaves you less available to give to others in meaningful ways. The first step in setting boundaries is recognizing that you have the right to do so. Your time, energy, and emotional resources are finite, and it's essential to allocate them wisely. Think of yourself like a battery. If you constantly drain yourself without recharging, you'll eventually run out of power. Boundaries act as a safeguard, ensuring that you preserve enough energy to show up fully for the people and activities you care about most. For example, if attending multiple holiday parties feels overwhelming, it's okay to prioritize the ones that bring you genuine joy and decline the rest. By doing so, you create space to engage more deeply with the events you choose to attend. Setting boundaries begins with tuning into your inner voice. Mindfulness teaches us to pay attention to our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, which often serve as signals about what we need. If the thought of committing to something makes your stomach tighten or your mind race, it's a sign that you may need to reconsider. Instead of ignoring these cues, acknowledge them as valuable information. Ask yourself, does this align with my values? Will it nourish me or drain me? Am I saying yes out of obligation or desire? These questions can guide you toward decisions that honor your authentic self. Once you've identified your limits, the next step is communicating them clearly and kindly. Many people worry that setting boundaries will hurt others' feelings, but the way you communicate your needs matters just as much as the boundaries themselves. Start by framing your response positively. For instance, instead of saying, "I can't come to your party," try, "Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate the thought. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it this time, but I'd love to catch up soon." This approach acknowledges the other person's effort while maintaining your boundary. Tone also plays a crucial role. Speaking calmly and warmly helps soften the impact of your words. It's important to remember that setting boundaries isn't about rejecting others. It's about respecting yourself. When you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to what does. For example, declining an invitation might allow you to spend quality time with your immediate family, focus on self-care, or simply rest. Each choice reflects your priorities and reinforces your commitment to living intentionally. Over time, people will come to understand and respect your boundaries, especially if you enforce them consistently and compassionately. Despite its benefits, setting boundaries often triggers feelings of guilt, a common obstacle for many people. We're conditioned to believe that putting ourselves first is selfish, particularly during the holidays when messages of giving and sacrifice dominate. However, guilt is rarely productive. It's simply a conditioned response to stepping outside societal norms. To overcome it, remind yourself that self-care isn't selfish, it's foundational. Just as you wouldn't expect a car to run without fuel, you can't expect yourself to thrive without taking care of your needs. Reframe your mindset. View boundary setting as an act of kindness, not only toward yourself but also toward those around you. When you're well rested and emotionally balanced, you're better equipped to contribute positively to your relationships and community. Another key aspect of boundary setting is learning to differentiate between realistic obligations and unnecessary burdens. The holidays often amplify our sense of responsibility, whether it's hosting gatherings, buying gifts for everyone on our list, or fulfilling traditions that no longer resonate. Before committing to anything, ask yourself, is this truly necessary? Does it bring me or others joy, or is it driven by external pressure? Letting go of outdated expectations can free up significant mental and emotional bandwidth. For instance, if cooking an elaborate meal feels overwhelming, consider simplifying the menu, ordering takeout, or asking guests to bring dishes to share. Tradition is beautiful, but flexibility allows you to adapt to your current circumstances and preferences. Mindfulness enhances boundary setting by helping us stay grounded in the present moment. When faced with a request, resist the urge to react impulsively. Take a few deep breaths, center yourself, and assess the situation objectively. This pause gives you the clarity to respond thoughtfully rather than out of habit or obligation. Additionally, mindfulness fosters empathy, enabling you to navigate boundary-related conversations with compassion. Recognize that others may feel disappointed or frustrated when their expectations aren't met, but their emotions don't negate your right to set boundaries. By approaching these interactions with understanding and patience, you model healthy communication and mutual respect. Boundaries aren't limited to social commitments. They also apply to financial and emotional realms. Financial stress is a major source of holiday anxiety, yet many people overspend out of fear of judgment or inadequacy. Setting a budget and sticking to it is a form of boundary setting that protects your long-term well-being. Similarly, emotional boundaries involve recognizing when certain topics or behaviors cross a line. For example, if a relative repeatedly brings up sensitive subjects at gatherings, you can gently redirect the conversation or excuse yourself from the discussion. Protecting your emotional space ensures that you remain centered and resilient, even in challenging situations. For introverts or highly sensitive individuals, setting boundaries is particularly vital during the holidays. Large crowds, loud environments, and prolonged social interactions can quickly become overstimulating. Giving yourself permission to step away, even briefly, can make a world of difference. Whether it's retreating to a quiet room, taking a walk outside, or excusing yourself early from an event, prioritizing your comfort demonstrates self-awareness and self-respect. Others may not always understand your need for solitude, but that's okay. What matters most is that you listen to your body and honor its signals. Finally, remember that setting boundaries is a practice, not a one-time achievement. Like any skill, it takes time and repetition to master. There will be moments when you slip up, feel guilty, or face pushback from others, and that's perfectly normal. Each experience offers an opportunity to refine your approach and build confidence. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remind yourself that boundaries are an act of self-love. In summary, setting boundaries without guilt is a cornerstone of mindfulness and well-being, especially during the holidays. It empowers you to protect your energy, prioritize your needs, and cultivate healthier relationships. By tuning into your inner voice, communicating your limits clearly, and reframing guilt as a natural part of growth, you create a foundation for lasting peace and fulfillment. As we move forward, let's carry this lesson into the next chapters, where we'll continue exploring how mindfulness can help you navigate the complexities of the holiday season and beyond. Chapter 6. Mindful Eating During the Holidays. Mindful eating is one of the most practical and transformative mindfulness practices you can incorporate into your life. And it's especially relevant during the holidays when indulgent meals and tempting treats abound. At its essence, mindful eating is about bringing full awareness to the experience of eating, from the first glance at your plate to the final bite. It encourages us to slow down, engage our senses, and truly appreciate the nourishment we receive, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. In this chapter, we'll explore why mindful eating matters, how it differs from restrictive dieting, and how you can use it to enjoy the abundance of the holiday season without guilt or overindulgence. The holidays are synonymous with food. Aromas wafting through kitchens, tables groaning under the weight of elaborate spreads, and desserts that seem too beautiful to eat, though we inevitably do. For many, these culinary traditions are a highlight of the season, evoking feelings of comfort, nostalgia, and connection. Yet they can also trigger stress, anxiety, and even shame. The pressure to indulge in rich foods while simultaneously worrying about weight gain creates a paradox that leaves many people feeling conflicted. Mindful eating offers a way out of this cycle by shifting the focus from restriction or excess to presence and enjoyment. To understand mindful eating, let's start by examining how we typically approach food, especially during the holidays. Often we eat mindlessly, grabbing snacks while rushing between errands, piling our plates high at buffets without considering portion sizes, or munching on appetizers while engrossed in conversation. While there's nothing inherently wrong with these behaviors, they disconnect us from the act of eating itself. We miss out on the textures, flavors, and aromas that make food such a source of pleasure and sustenance. Worse still, we may overeat not because we're hungry, but because we're distracted or trying to fill an emotional void. Mindful eating invites us to slow down and tune into our bodies. Before taking a single bite, pause to notice the appearance of your food, the vibrant colors, intricate textures, and inviting presentation. Take a moment to breathe deeply, allowing yourself to transition from the busyness of preparation or socializing to the quiet ritual of eating. As you lift your fork or spoon, pay attention to the sensations in your hand and arm. When the food enters your mouth, chew slowly and deliberately, savoring each flavor as it unfolds. Notice how different ingredients interact with one another, creating layers of taste and aroma. This level of attentiveness transforms eating from a mechanical act into a sensory experience, making every bite more satisfying. One of the core principles of mindful eating is listening to your body's hunger and fullness cues. Many of us have learned to override these signals, either by eating past the point of satiety or skipping meals altogether in anticipation of larger feasts. Both habits disrupt our natural ability to regulate food intake and leave us feeling unbalanced. To reconnect with your body, begin by checking in with yourself before, during, and after meals. Ask questions like, am I eating because I'm hungry, or am I responding to external triggers like stress, boredom, or peer pressure? Does this food genuinely appeal to me, or am I choosing it out of obligation? How does my body feel halfway through the meal? Am I still enjoying it, or am I simply finishing what's on my plate? These reflections help you develop a healthier relationship with food, one based on intuition rather than rules or guilt. Contrary to popular misconceptions, mindful eating isn't about depriving yourself or adhering to strict dietary guidelines. It's about giving yourself permission to eat whatever you want, provided you do so consciously. If you crave a slice of pie, go ahead, but take the time to truly taste it. Savor the buttery crust, the sweetness of the filling, and the contrast of temperatures if it's served warm with ice cream. By fully experiencing the dessert, you may find that smaller portions satisfy you more completely than mindlessly consuming larger amounts ever could. Similarly, if you're faced with a buffet-style spread, scan the options and choose only those items that excite you. Skip anything that doesn't genuinely appeal to you, knowing that saying no to mediocre food leaves room for something extraordinary. Another benefit of mindful eating is its potential to reduce emotional eating, a common challenge during the holidays. Emotional eating occurs when we turn to food as a coping mechanism for stress, sadness, or loneliness. While it provides temporary relief, it often leads to feelings of regret or guilt later on. Mindfulness helps break this pattern by increasing awareness of our emotional states and offering alternative strategies for managing them. For example, instead of reaching for cookies when you're feeling overwhelmed, try taking a few deep breaths, journaling your thoughts, or going for a short walk. These activities allow you to process your emotions constructively, reducing the likelihood of turning to food for comfort. Mindful eating also fosters gratitude for the food itself, the hands that prepared it, and the resources that brought it to your table. During the holidays, consider incorporating rituals that highlight this appreciation. Before sitting down to eat, take a moment to express thanks aloud, whether to the chef, the farmers who grew the ingredients, or simply the universe for providing sustenance. You might also reflect privately on the effort and care that went into preparing the meal. Gratitude amplifies the joy of eating, reminding us that food is not just fuel but a gift to be cherished. For those hosting holiday gatherings, mindful eating extends beyond personal practice. It influences how you serve others. Encourage guests to eat slowly and savor each course by spacing out dishes or serving smaller portions initially, with the option to return for seconds. Create a calm atmosphere by dimming lights, playing soft music, or lighting candles. Avoid pressuring anyone to clean their plate. Instead, emphasize that the goal is enjoyment, not obligation. These small adjustments promote a culture of mindfulness that benefits everyone involved. Of course, mindful eating doesn't mean perfection. There will inevitably be moments when you eat quickly, overindulge, or forget to check in with your body, and that's okay. The beauty of mindfulness lies in its non-judgmental nature. Rather than criticizing yourself for slipping up, acknowledge the lapse with kindness and curiosity. Ask yourself, what led me to eat this way? What can I learn from this experience? Each misstep is an opportunity to deepen your understanding of your habits and refine your approach moving forward. As we continue exploring mindfulness throughout this video, let's carry the lessons of mindful eating into other areas of our lives. Just as we bring awareness to the act of eating, we can apply similar principles to other daily activities, whether it's drinking tea, walking in nature, or engaging in conversation. The key is to stay present, attuned to your senses, and open to the richness of each moment. In summary, mindful eating is a powerful tool for navigating the abundance of the holiday season with grace and intention. It teaches us to slow down, listen to our bodies, and savor the pleasures of food without guilt or overindulgence. By cultivating awareness and gratitude, we transform eating from a source of stress into a celebration of life's simple joys. As we transition to the next chapter, let's continue exploring how mindfulness can empower us to thrive during the holidays and beyond. Chapter 7. Managing difficult emotions during the holidays. The holiday season is often portrayed as a time of joy and togetherness, but for many people it can also stir up difficult emotions, loneliness, frustration, grief, or even resentment. These feelings are natural, yet they can feel especially amplified during a time when societal expectations emphasize happiness and celebration. In this chapter, we'll explore how mindfulness can help us navigate these challenging emotions with compassion, clarity and resilience. By learning to manage difficult emotions effectively, we not only survive the holidays, but thrive through them, emerging stronger and more self-aware. Difficult emotions are an inevitable part of life, and the holidays have a way of magnifying them. For some, the absence of loved ones, whether due to distance, estrangement, or loss, can cast a shadow over what's supposed to be a joyful time. Others may feel overwhelmed by family dynamics, financial pressures, or the weight of unmet expectations. Even those who appear to have everything together might struggle internally, hiding their struggles behind forced smiles and cheerful facades. Whatever your experience, know this: you're not alone in feeling conflicted during the holidays. What sets mindfulness apart is its ability to transform how we relate to our emotions, turning moments of discomfort into opportunities for growth. The first step in managing difficult emotions is acknowledging them without judgment. Often when unpleasant feelings arise, our instinct is to push them away or suppress them. We tell ourselves, "I shouldn't feel sad right now," or "I need to snap out of this." While understandable, this resistance only intensifies the emotion, trapping us in a cycle of avoidance and distress. Mindfulness teaches us to take a different approach. Instead of fighting our emotions, we observe them with curiosity and kindness. Imagine your emotions as clouds drifting across the sky, sometimes dark and stormy, sometimes light and wispy. They come and go, shifting shape as they pass. When you allow yourself to sit with your emotions rather than resist them, you create space to process them constructively. One powerful mindfulness technique for managing emotions is called RAIN, an acronym that stands for recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. Let's break it down. First, recognize, simply notice what you're feeling. Are you angry, sad, anxious? Naming the emotion gives it form and reduces its power over you. Next, give yourself permission to feel whatever arises without trying to change it. This doesn't mean you agree with the emotion, it means you accept its presence as valid. Then, investigate, gently explore the sensation in your body. Where do you feel it most strongly? Is it a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or heat rising in your face? Finally, nurture, offer yourself compassion. Place a hand on your heart, speak kindly to yourself, or remind yourself that all emotions are temporary. Practicing RAIN allows you to meet difficult feelings with grace rather than fear. During the holidays, specific triggers can exacerbate emotional challenges. Family gatherings, for example, often bring up unresolved conflicts or highlight existing tensions. If you find yourself becoming irritated or defensive during conversations, mindfulness can help you pause before reacting impulsively. Take a few deep breaths, grounding yourself in the present moment. Notice where the tension resides in your body. Then ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Why does this situation bother me so much? This brief check-in creates distance between the trigger and your response, enabling you to choose words and actions that align with your values rather than your impulses. Loneliness is another common emotion during the holidays, particularly for those who live far from family or lack close connections. Social media amplifies this feeling, presenting curated images of seemingly perfect celebrations that leave some individuals feeling inadequate or left out. Instead of comparing your life to others, use mindfulness to turn inward and cultivate self-compassion. Remind yourself that everyone experiences loneliness at times. It's part of being human. Engage in activities that nurture your spirit, such as journaling, practicing gratitude, or volunteering to help those in need. Paradoxically, focusing on giving back can alleviate feelings of isolation by fostering a sense of purpose and connection. Grief is perhaps the most profound emotional challenge many face during the holidays, especially if they've recently lost a loved one. Traditions once shared with that person may feel hollow or painful, while reminders of their absence can evoke waves of sadness. Mindfulness offers tools to navigate grief with gentleness and patience. One practice involves creating a ritual to honor the memory of your loved one. Light a candle in their name, share stories about them with friends or family, or prepare their favorite dish as a tribute. These acts of remembrance acknowledge the pain of loss while celebrating the love that remains. Additionally, mindfulness encourages you to lean into your grief rather than avoid it. Allowing yourself to cry, write, or simply sit quietly with your emotions honors the depth of your connection to the person you miss. Another layer of emotional complexity during the holidays stems from societal pressure to maintain a constant state of cheerfulness. Retailers bombard us with ads promising instant happiness, while movies and songs idealize picture-perfect scenarios. This relentless messaging can make anyone whose reality falls short feel like they're failing at the holidays. Mindfulness counters this narrative by reminding us that true contentment comes from within, not from external validation. Instead of chasing manufactured joy, focus on cultivating authentic moments of connection and meaning. Whether it's laughing with a friend, watching snow fall outside your window, or wrapping yourself in a cozy blanket with a good book, these simple pleasures carry far more weight than any materialistic ideal. Mindful self-talk plays a crucial role in managing difficult emotions. Our inner dialogue shapes how we interpret and respond to challenges, yet it often defaults to criticism and negativity. For instance, if you're feeling overwhelmed by holiday preparations, you might think, "I'm terrible at this, I'll never get everything done." Such thoughts reinforce stress and diminish confidence. Mindfulness invites us to reframe our language with kindness and realism. Instead of berating yourself, try saying, "This feels overwhelming right now, but I'm doing my best and that's enough." By shifting your mindset, you reduce the intensity of negative emotions and open the door to solutions. Physical movement is another effective way to process difficult emotions. When we feel stuck in our heads, engaging the body can provide relief and perspective. Gentle exercises like yoga, tai chi, or walking in nature encourage mindfulness by synchronizing breath and motion. If weather permits, bundle up and take a stroll under the stars. The crisp air and quiet stillness can be incredibly soothing. Alternatively, dance to your favorite song, stretch on your living room floor, or simply stand up and shake off tension. Movement releases endorphins, which naturally boost mood, while grounding you in the present moment. Finally, remember that managing difficult emotions isn't about eliminating them entirely, it's about relating to them differently. Life is inherently messy, and the holidays amplify both its beauty and its challenges. By embracing this duality, you develop emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity while staying grounded in your values. Mindfulness equips you with tools to navigate this terrain with courage and compassion, transforming obstacles into stepping stones for personal growth. In summary, managing difficult emotions during the holidays requires awareness, acceptance, and action. By practicing mindfulness techniques like RAIN, reframing self-talk, honoring grief, and engaging in physical movement, you create a foundation for emotional well-being that extends beyond the season. As we move forward, let's carry these insights into the next chapters, where we'll continue exploring how mindfulness can enrich every aspect of your life, not just during the holidays, but throughout the year. Chapter 8: Creating Meaningful Traditions. Traditions are the threads that weave our lives together, especially during the holidays. They connect us to our past, anchor us in the present, and create memories that last a lifetime. Yet traditions aren't just about following old customs, they're about crafting experiences that reflect who we are and what we value. In this chapter, we'll explore how mindfulness can help you create meaningful traditions that resonate deeply with your heart and soul. By infusing intentionality into your celebrations, you can transform the holidays into a time of connection, joy, and authenticity. At their best, traditions provide a sense of stability and continuity in an ever-changing world. They remind us of where we come from, offering comfort and familiarity during times of uncertainty. For many, holiday traditions evoke cherished memories: baking cookies with grandparents, singing carols around the piano, or gathering for a special meal. These rituals carry emotional weight, grounding us in shared experiences and reinforcing bonds with loved ones. However, not all traditions serve us well. Some may feel outdated, obligatory, or disconnected from our current values. Mindfulness invites us to examine these practices with fresh eyes, asking ourselves, do these traditions bring me joy? Do they align with my priorities? Or am I holding on to them out of habit? Creating meaningful traditions begins with clarity about what matters most to you. Take a moment to reflect on the essence of the holidays. What do you want this season to represent? Is it gratitude, togetherness, creativity, or service to others? Once you identify your core values, you can design traditions that embody them. For example, if fostering gratitude is important to you, start a nightly ritual of sharing one thing each family member is thankful for. If connection is key, designate a day for volunteering at a local shelter or baking treats to deliver to neighbors. The possibilities are endless, but the guiding principle remains the same. Let your traditions flow from your intentions, not external expectations. Mindfulness also encourages us to simplify our traditions, stripping away anything that feels unnecessary or overwhelming. During the holidays, there's often pressure to participate in elaborate activities, decorating every inch of the house, hosting multiple parties, or adhering to rigid schedules. While these efforts can be fun, they can also leave us feeling drained and disconnected. Instead of trying to do everything, focus on a few key rituals that truly nourish your spirit. Perhaps it's taking a quiet walk through the woods on Christmas morning, reading a favorite book aloud by the fire, or writing letters to distant friends and family. By scaling back, you create space to savor the moments that truly matter. For those navigating changes in their lives, whether due to moving, divorce, loss, or other transitions, creating new traditions can be particularly healing. Change often brings grief for what's been lost, but it also opens the door to reinvention. Rather than clinging to old ways of celebrating, embrace the opportunity to build something new. For instance, if you've recently relocated far from family, start a tradition of hosting a Friendsgiving dinner or organizing a virtual game night with loved ones. If you've experienced the death of a close relative, honor their memory by incorporating elements of their favorite traditions into your own. Lighting a candle in their honor, preparing their signature dish, or sharing stories about them can keep their spirit alive while forging a path forward. Children benefit immensely from meaningful traditions as they thrive on routine and predictability. Thoughtfully designed rituals give kids a sense of belonging and security, helping them navigate the excitement and occasional chaos of the holidays. Involve them in the process by asking for their input. What would make this season magical for them? Together, you might create a kindness calendar, where each day leading up to the holiday involves performing a small act of generosity, or establish a bedtime story ritual, reading tales that celebrate themes of love, resilience, and community. When children feel included, they develop a deeper appreciation for the meaning behind the festivities. Mindful traditions don't have to revolve around material possessions or grand gestures. They can be simple, heartfelt acts that foster connection. One powerful idea is creating a gratitude jar. Throughout the holiday season, invite everyone in your household to write down moments of gratitude on slips of paper and place them in the jar. On New Year's Eve, gather together to read the notes aloud, reflecting on the abundance of blessings from the past year. This practice not only cultivates gratitude, but also strengthens relationships by highlighting shared joys and triumphs. Another way to infuse mindfulness into traditions is by incorporating sensory elements that engage the body and mind. Consider starting a scent-based ritual such as brewing a pot of spiced tea or lighting a scented candle that becomes synonymous with the holidays. Over time, the aroma will trigger nostalgic memories, deepening your emotional connection to the season. Similarly, tactile activities like crafting ornaments, knitting scarves, or building gingerbread houses encourage presence and collaboration. These hands-on projects allow you to slow down, immerse yourself in the process, and create tangible reminders of your efforts. For those seeking to blend mindfulness with cultural or spiritual practices, consider integrating meditation or reflection into your traditions. Begin each day with a short guided meditation, focusing on themes like peace, compassion, or interconnectedness. Alternatively, set aside time for journaling, inviting participants to write about their hopes, dreams, and reflections for the coming year. If you celebrate religious holidays, incorporate mindful prayer or chanting, allowing the repetition of sacred words to center your thoughts and deepen your faith. These practices enrich traditions by adding layers of introspection and intentionality. It's worth noting that meaningful traditions aren't confined to large groups. They can also be deeply personal. Solo rituals offer a chance to reconnect with yourself and honor your individual journey. Spend an afternoon baking your favorite treat, listening to seasonal music, and savoring the solitude. Write a letter to your future self, capturing your aspirations and insights from the year gone by. Or take a long bath surrounded by candles, letting the warmth soothe both body and mind. These private moments of celebration affirm your worth and remind you that the holidays are ultimately about nurturing your inner light. Finally, remember that traditions are living, breathing entities. They evolve alongside us. What works one year may not resonate the next, and that's perfectly okay. Be open to experimenting, adapting, and even letting go of practices that no longer serve you. Flexibility ensures that your traditions remain vibrant and relevant, reflecting the ever-changing tapestry of your life. In summary, creating meaningful traditions is an act of mindfulness, a way to imbue the holidays with purpose, presence, and joy. By aligning your rituals with your values, simplifying your approach, and embracing change, you craft experiences that enrich not only your own life but also the lives of those around you. As we transition to the next chapter, let's continue exploring how mindfulness can empower us to find beauty and meaning in every aspect of the holiday season and beyond. Chapter 9: Embracing Imperfection. During the holidays. One of the most liberating aspects of mindfulness is its invitation to embrace imperfection, not just as something tolerable, but as something beautiful and essential to the human experience. The holidays, with their emphasis on perfection and presentation, often amplify feelings of inadequacy when things don't go exactly as planned. But what if we could shift our perspective? What if we saw imperfection not as failure, but as an opportunity to connect more deeply with ourselves and others? In this chapter, we'll explore why embracing imperfection matters, how it aligns with mindfulness principles, and practical ways to let go of unrealistic standards during the holidays and throughout your life. The pressure to achieve perfection during the holidays is pervasive. Advertisements showcase pristine homes adorned with flawless decorations, magazines feature glossy spreads of picture-perfect meals, and social media feeds overflow with curated images of idyllic celebrations. These portrayals create an unspoken expectation that our own holidays must measure up, if not exceed, these ideals. Yet real life rarely matches these polished versions. The turkey might burn, the gifts may not be wrapped neatly, and family gatherings can sometimes feel awkward or strained. When we compare our imperfect realities to these idealized visions, it's easy to feel like we've fallen short. Mindfulness teaches us to challenge this narrative by focusing on authenticity over appearance and presence over perfection. At its core, embracing imperfection means acknowledging that life is inherently messy, and that's okay. Nothing in nature is perfectly symmetrical. Even the most breathtaking snowflake has irregular edges. Similarly, our lives are made richer by their quirks and flaws. A slightly crooked strand of lights on the tree tells a story of effort and love, not incompetence. A dessert that collapses in the oven becomes a moment of shared laughter rather than disappointment. By reframing imperfections as part of the tapestry of life, we free ourselves from the exhausting pursuit of unattainable standards. Mindfulness helps us cultivate this mindset by encouraging non-judgmental awareness. Instead of labeling something as wrong or bad, we observe it without attachment to rigid outcomes. For example, imagine you're hosting a holiday dinner and realize halfway through preparations that you've forgotten a key ingredient for the main dish. Rather than spiraling into self-criticism, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what can I do now to make this work? Maybe you improvise with what you have, order takeout to supplement the meal, or laugh about the mishap with your guests. When you approach challenges with curiosity and flexibility, you transform potential stressors into opportunities for creativity and connection. Imperfection also extends to our relationships, which are central to the holiday season. Family dynamics can be complicated, and interactions during gatherings may not always unfold smoothly. Someone might say something hurtful, misunderstandings may arise, or tensions from the past may resurface. While these moments can be uncomfortable, they're also reminders that no one is perfect, including ourselves. Mindfulness invites us to respond with compassion rather than reactivity. If a relative makes a comment that stings, pause before responding. Notice the initial surge of emotion, then choose a reply that reflects understanding rather than defensiveness. This doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but it does mean approaching conflict with empathy and a willingness to find common ground. For those who struggle with perfectionism, the holidays can feel particularly daunting. Perfectionists often set impossibly high standards for themselves, whether it's creating a flawless holiday spread, ensuring every gift is meticulously chosen, or orchestrating seamless gatherings. While striving for excellence isn't inherently bad, perfectionism takes this drive to an extreme. Leave little room for error or enjoyment. The antidote lies in practicing self-compassion. When you notice yourself slipping into critical self-talk, gently remind yourself, I am doing my best and that is enough. Celebrate small victories like completing a task or simply showing up for loved ones instead of fixating on what went wrong. Over time, this shift in perspective fosters greater resilience and peace of mind. One powerful way to embrace imperfection is by involving others in your holiday preparations. Delegating tasks not only lightens your load, but also creates space for collaboration and shared ownership. Perhaps a child decorates cookies unevenly, or a friend brings a dish that isn't quite seasoned right. Rather than correcting them, express gratitude for their contribution and celebrate the uniqueness of their efforts. These moments of imperfection become cherished memories, reminding everyone involved that the holidays aren't about achieving perfection, they're about coming together and sharing the journey. Mindful storytelling is another tool for embracing imperfection. During gatherings, encourage family members or friends to share funny or poignant stories about past holiday mishaps. Maybe someone burned the turkey one year, or a power outage forced everyone to eat by candlelight. These tales highlight the humor and humanity in imperfection, helping everyone relax into the present moment. They also reinforce the idea that mistakes are not failures, they're part of what makes each celebration unique. For introverts or highly sensitive individuals, embracing imperfection can mean giving yourself permission to step away from overwhelming situations. It's okay if you leave a party early, skip an event altogether, or need quiet time to recharge. Letting go of the expectation to do it all allows you to honor your needs and conserve energy for what truly matters. Similarly, if you're feeling stretched thin financially, remember that thoughtful gestures, a heartfelt note, a homemade craft, or quality time spent together often carry far more meaning than expensive gifts. Embracing imperfection also applies to self-image and body positivity, especially during a season filled with indulgent foods and societal pressures around appearance. Many people feel anxious about gaining weight or looking their best for holiday photos. Mindfulness counters these insecurities by teaching us to appreciate our bodies as they are, not as projects to be perfected. Before eating a festive meal, take a moment to thank your body for all it does to support you daily. Afterward, resist the urge to criticize yourself for enjoying treats. Instead, focus on nourishing your body with kindness and gratitude knowing that balance is more sustainable than restriction. Finally, embracing imperfection is about celebrating the fleeting, imperfect beauty of the holiday season itself. Snowflakes melt, candles burn down, and ornaments break, but these transient moments are what make the season special. They remind us to savor the here and now, rather than clinging to an idealized vision of how things should be. Whether it's admiring the glow of mismatched lights on a tree, laughing at a wobbly gingerbread house, or cherishing a handwritten card with smudged ink, these imperfections add texture and depth to our experiences. In summary, embracing imperfection is a cornerstone of mindfulness and a pathway to greater joy, authenticity, and connection during the holidays. By letting go of unrealistic expectations, responding to challenges with compassion, and finding beauty in the imperfect, we create space for meaningful moments that resonate long after the season ends. As we move forward, let's carry this lesson into the final chapter, where we'll explore how mindfulness can integrate seamlessly into our daily lives, extending the spirit of calm and presence beyond the holidays. Chapter 10: Integrating Mindfulness into Daily Life Beyond the Holidays. The holidays may come and go, but mindfulness is a gift that keeps on giving, a practice you can carry with you long after the decorations are packed away and the last slice of pie has been eaten. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to integrate mindfulness into your daily life, ensuring that its benefits extend far beyond the holiday season. By making mindfulness a consistent part of your routine, you'll cultivate resilience, presence, and joy, no matter what challenges or opportunities arise. Mindfulness isn't just for special occasions, it's a way of living that enriches every moment of your day. While the holidays provide a natural focal point for practicing mindfulness amidst the chaos and heightened emotions, it's equally important to bring these tools into your everyday existence. Life doesn't stop being busy or unpredictable once January rolls around, and the skills you've developed during the holidays will serve as a foundation for navigating the rest of the year with grace and intention. One of the simplest ways to integrate mindfulness into daily life is by starting each day with a mindful morning ritual. Instead of reaching for your phone the moment you wake up, take a few minutes to connect with yourself. Sit quietly in bed or by a window, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Notice the sensations of your body waking up, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the cool air entering your nostrils, the warmth spreading through your limbs. You might also set an intention for the day ahead, such as, "Today I will approach challenges with patience," or "I will savor small moments of beauty." This practice grounds you in the present and sets a positive tone for whatever lies ahead. Another powerful tool for integrating mindfulness is incorporating short pauses throughout your day. These micro moments of awareness act as reset buttons, helping you stay centered amidst the busyness of work, errands, and responsibilities. For example, before walking into a meeting, pause to take 3 deep breaths. As you transition between tasks, close your eyes briefly and notice how your body feels. Are your shoulders tense? Is your jaw clenched? Simply acknowledging these sensations can release stored tension. Even mundane activities like brushing your teeth, washing dishes, or waiting in line offer opportunities to practice mindfulness. Focus on the texture of the toothbrush against your gums, the sound of water hitting plates, or the rhythm of your breath while standing in line. These seemingly insignificant moments add up, creating a tapestry of presence woven into the fabric of your day. Journaling is another excellent way to sustain mindfulness beyond the holidays. Writing provides a space to process thoughts, reflect on experiences, and express gratitude. Consider keeping a daily journal where you jot down 3 things you're thankful for, 1 challenge you faced, and 1 lesson you learned. Over time, this habit fosters self-awareness and helps you recognize patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. If writing feels daunting, start small. Just a sentence or 2 each day is enough to make a difference. Alternatively, use prompts to guide your reflections, such as, "What brought me joy today?" or "How did I show kindness to myself or others?" Physical movement is another avenue for embedding mindfulness into your daily routine. Yoga, Tai Chi, or even a mindful walk can anchor you in the present moment while nurturing your body. During a walk, for instance, pay attention to the sensation of your feet touching the ground, the rhythm of your steps, and the sights and sounds around you. Leave your headphones behind and allow yourself to fully experience the environment. Similarly, during yoga or stretching exercises, focus on the alignment of your body and the flow of your breath. Movement becomes meditation when approached with awareness, offering both physical and mental benefits. Mindful eating, which we explored earlier, remains a valuable practice throughout the year. Whether you're enjoying breakfast alone, sharing lunch with colleagues, or preparing dinner for your family, bring your full attention to the experience. Before taking a bite, pause to appreciate the colors, textures, and aromas of your food. Chew slowly, savoring each flavor, and check in with your body periodically to assess hunger and fullness cues. This practice not only enhances your enjoyment of meals, but also promotes healthier eating habits by reducing mindless snacking and overindulgence. Technology can either support or hinder mindfulness depending on how it's used. To prevent digital distractions from pulling you out of the present moment, establish boundaries around screen time. Designate tech-free zones such as the dining table or bedroom, and schedule regular breaks from social media. When using devices, do so intentionally. Ask yourself whether scrolling serves a purpose or simply fills empty space. Apps designed for mindfulness like guided meditation platforms or gratitude trackers can be helpful allies if used mindfully. However, remember that true mindfulness arises from within, not from external tools. Relationships are another area where mindfulness can deepen connection and understanding. Practice active listening when engaging with others, giving them your full attention without interrupting or planning your response. Notice their tone of voice, facial expressions, and body language, and respond with empathy rather than judgment. If conflicts arise, approach them with curiosity and openness, seeking to understand the other person's perspective. By fostering mindful communication, you strengthen bonds and create a more harmonious environment at home, at work, and in your community. Self-care is essential for sustaining mindfulness over the long term. Many people mistakenly equate self-care with indulgence, spa days, shopping sprees, or binge-watching TV shows. But true self-care involves nurturing your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Prioritize sleep, eat nourishing foods, and engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Set aside time each week for hobbies, creative pursuits, or simply resting. Remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's necessary for maintaining balance and preventing burnout. Gratitude, too, should remain a cornerstone of your mindfulness practice year-round. Just as it transforms the holiday season, gratitude has the power to elevate ordinary days into extraordinary ones. Continue expressing thanks, not only for big achievements or milestones, but also for the little things. A sunny morning, a kind word from a stranger, or the comfort of a warm blanket. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, reminding you of the countless blessings already present in your life. Finally, remember that mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you feel fully present and grounded, and others when distractions and stressors pull you off course. That's perfectly normal and part of the process. The key is consistency. Even 5 minutes of mindful breathing, a single act of kindness, or a brief moment of gratitude can ripple outward, influencing your entire day. Over time, these small actions accumulate, creating lasting change in how you relate to yourself, others, and the world around you. In summary, integrating mindfulness into daily life ensures that the calm and clarity you cultivated during the holidays become enduring habits, rather than fleeting practices. By embracing mindful rituals, pausing frequently, moving with awareness, and fostering gratitude and compassion, you create a life infused with meaning and presence. As we conclude this video, I hope you feel inspired and equipped to carry the spirit of mindfulness forward, not just during the holidays, but every single day of your life. And so we come to the end of our journey together, a journey through mindfulness, meditation, and the timeless wisdom of Buddhism, all aimed at helping you navigate the holidays and beyond with greater calm, clarity, and joy. As we sit here in this quiet moment, reflecting on all we've explored, I hope you feel inspired and empowered to embrace mindfulness, not just during the holidays, but throughout your entire life. We began by defining mindfulness as the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment, a simple yet profound shift that can transform how we experience life. From there, we delved into the reasons why the holidays can be stressful, uncovering the pressures of expectations, financial strain, and complicated relationships. But rather than leaving you overwhelmed, we equipped you with tools to manage these challenges, tools like deep breathing, gratitude practices, boundary setting, and mindful eating. Each chapter was designed to help you slow down, tune in, and reconnect with what truly matters. We also explored how to navigate difficult emotions, create meaningful traditions, and embrace imperfection, reminders that life's beauty often lies in its messiness. And finally, we discussed how to integrate mindfulness into your daily life, ensuring that the lessons of this video extend far beyond the holiday season. These practices aren't just for December, they're gifts you can carry with you every day of the year, no matter where you are or what you're facing. One of the most beautiful aspects of mindfulness is that it reminds us of our shared humanity. No matter who we are or where we come from, we all face challenges, experience emotions, and seek meaning in our lives. By embracing mindfulness, we open ourselves to deeper connections with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. This is especially important during the holidays when tensions can run high and expectations loom large. Mindfulness allows us to approach these moments with patience, kindness, and grace. As we conclude, I want to leave you with a gentle reminder. The holidays will come and go, but the practice of mindfulness is timeless. It's a gift you can carry with you long after the decorations are packed away. Use it to navigate difficult moments, celebrate small victories, and savor the beauty of ordinary days. Whether it's taking a few conscious breaths before a meeting, pausing to appreciate the aroma of your morning coffee, or simply listening more deeply to a loved one, mindfulness invites you to live fully and authentically. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for showing up, for being curious, and for investing in your well-being. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the Mindful Zone for more content like this. Together, let's create a community rooted in mindfulness, compassion, and growth. Until next time, take care of yourself. Breathe deeply, live fully, and shine brightly. You deserve it. Goodbye for now. Namaste.